Hi guys, thanks so much for stopping by. So today I will be doing a vitamin or supplement review, and this is by Carlson. It looks like that. This is 2 fluid ounces. Carlson's baby DHA. So I have been using this for my son for quite a while now, probably several months. The reason I switched to this one was because at a certain point, the vitamin D that was prescribed for my son was not covered by insurance anymore. So I just kind of thought, why just not get something about the same price so it would be cheaper? And I was just comparing the quality of the one that was that we were getting versus this one. And I did my research, and I decided to give this a shot because it has DHA. So I'm going to give you information in front of me, and then I'll give you the review and the experience I have it with my son. Promotes a brain, vision, and nervous system health and development. Up to 1,100 milligrams of omega-3s per serving, and 400 IU of vitamin D3, sorry. The recommended daily intake of the American Academy of Pediatrics. Wild caught and sustainably sourced, IFOS and IGEN non-GMO certified. Freshness, potency, and purity guaranteed. Okay, so I was giving my son the recommended dose, which is 5 ml, and this does come with kind of a syringe with this, sorry, not kind of, this comes with a syringe with no metal, no needle, nothing sharp in there. And it does give you, it does have great measuring tools in there. I forgot to bring the used one. It's just that I just finished this bottle and I actually was on my way to throw it out. And it comes with instructions, and of course this is the box. It's very small, and I gotta say we go through this quite a lot. Like, this one tiny bottle is only for 12 uses, and so I've used this for a few months. And when I went for my son's 2-year checkup, wellness check, I told the pediatrician about this, and she said it is way better than just the regular vitamin D3 because it has DHA. And because I asked her about it, I read online that DHA is good for development and things like that, what do you think? And she said, that's great. She said, this is really great. And, that I should be this is for my son's personal health. So I would say, go with what they suggest here. So she said to give him 600 IU of vitamin D3. And this is because of his personal growth and development when it comes to that. Because she wasn't concerned about the other things like brain, vision, and nervous system, but she was more concerned about the vitamin D, which does promote growth because it does, vitamin D goes to your bones. So it does promote and encourage children's bones to grow so they can grow taller. So this is for the 5 ml. It has 400 IU. She said to give him 600 IU. So now he doesn't take 5 ml, he takes 7.5 ml because of that. So I would go through, like, in 2 weeks, probably 3 to 4, just depending on how many, just depending on what's going on. I still have like a bottle or two left because I would purchase it every 2 weeks or every month. But because he consumes so much in a month, I get a lot. Like I get like 5 or 6 or 7. And yeah, he goes through this pretty quickly, probably a week or less. So I have stopped to purchase this. I will be switching him when I'm out of this completely to a different vitamin supplement. It will be 2 different kinds. It would be a vitamin D3 as well as a DHA, and it will have all the same measuring the same amount to give him, but it would just be different because it would be a lot cheaper. But this is just a review on the product and how well it is used. So my son has been taking drops, like vitamin D drops, since he was a newborn, and this is due to because he was partially breastfed. He wasn't exclusively breastfed because I wasn't producing enough, so I had to supplement with formula. But because he wasn't 100% formula fed, they suggested to give him vitamin D3, and also he had jaundice when he was a newborn. So vitamin D3 is encouraged. But again, this is not for everybody. If your child, you need to ask your pediatrician, does your child need vitamin D3? If I think a lot of pediatricians do encourage that because it encourages the growth on the bones and better growth throughout their, while they're growing right now. It just kind of helps them grow more. So if you want to try this out, go ahead and do it. Bring it to your pediatrician's office, or just take a picture of the back of the label to give them more information about that. That's usually what they just need. They don't really care about the brand or whatever kind you need or whatever kind you're getting. They really just care about the nutrients in the back. So, I've never had a problem giving this to my son. I've had a problem of it spilling from time to time. And when it does spill, it smells awful because it smells like fish oil. But I've never had a problem giving this to my son. But again, he is used to getting vitamins and getting, syringes and droppers and things like that since he was a newborn. So because he's used to that, it's okay for him. Like, he doesn't fight it. What I would suggest, though, if you have a newborn, I would suggest, or you're like almost ready to give birth, I would suggest you call your local pediatrician, or you have a newborn and you already bought this before they were born, or you just got this. I would suggest on your next checkup to bring this over and ask them, is this okay to give to my newborn and my infant, and how much should I give for my particular child? Because this is just a guide. This is the guide to the average, what a person should need. Now, for my son, the pediatrician said he needed more. So sometimes maybe you only do need the minimum requirement, but sometimes maybe you need more. So that's something else. Also, it does have a chart here, and this is what I did follow. There's a chart here that says how much you give per weight. So if you have a newborn, it should probably be by just 1 ml. So this can go far. This can probably last you more than a month. As they grow, the dose is actually more. Now for me, the reason, because it says here my son should have been getting less if I followed the chart. But for me, since he was a newborn, they already established in telling me that the required minimum for the vitamin D for him has to be 400 IU. That has never changed since he was a newborn. And I did ask every time we went for a wellness check or any kind of check, with him. And your doctor's office should ask that as well, because they would ask me, so is the baby still taking vitamin D3? How much dose? If they do not mention that, please also do inform them that it is still the same dose that you have provided before. Because if there is a slight change, they have to add that in his chart, just so everybody is updated on what's going on and what the difference might be, just in case he's developing better or he's not developing as great or as good as they would prefer. So please do add every single time. I always emphasize that because we have friends that they go to a different doctor than us because they live somewhere else, and she has to tell the doctor everything. Has to tell the nurse, the doctor, because she said they don't really ask her a lot of questions. So my son is a little bit older than theirs, so whenever we do see each other, we do compare notes, and I do give her like what I've been through already, so she's more prepared for her journey on when her son is going to be, you know, at a certain milestone, a certain age, that, oh, this is what to expect. This is, you know, what to look out for, things like that. So as much as possible, you know, I try to share my information like this for any other mom out there, because it's not that easy, and there's always something new, and sometimes it's questionable and there's not really a lot of info there. Just to let you know, this is very controversial. A lot of parents don't want to give their children vitamin D. That is your personal preference. My son was required to do that, again, because he had jaundice. And we did ask every single time, can we stop giving them that? However, it reached a certain point in which I didn't really see the problem in giving or supplementing vitamin D3. And also because of the fact that I live in the Midwest and it gets pretty dark here, like about half the year or more. So having extra vitamin D, especially when your child isn't really going outside and you can't really pinpoint the perfect vitamin D intake to your body when you're outside in the sun, because different times and different locations in the world will have different actual value or different dose of vitamin D that you are actually taking in. And, you know, with the ozone now, with the ozone layer, it's actually more harmful than not. So because you're adding sunscreen on your children, they are not really absorbing the vitamin D. So even if you're out for hours and hours in a very sunny day and you're giving them sunscreen, they're not ingesting any of the vitamin D with the sun rays that they are under. So just so you know. And when you are doing that, because you have to know, well, I do for my son, I always give him sunscreen. That's why I just let this go. Because in the beginning, we were very concerned. Why does he need all these medications? You know what I mean? Why does he need this vitamin? Blah, 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 blah. And it's not cheap. So it's not for free. It's not, you know, and I know a lot of other parents out there probably are just like, it's not cheap to have a child. There's so many things that you have to buy. And so having something else like this, it's not an easy thing to get. So, at a certain point when I kind of do my research as well, and I researched at a certain age between like 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, you know, like they just need more and more because they are growing more and more. And so it helps them to strengthen their bones. So that's why I do that. But I also would like my son to have great brain development. So that's why I also went with this. I want his vision to be great. His paternal grandfather had bad vision, and that side of the family has really bad vision. So I wanted to prevent and kind of develop his vision better, you know, kind of like sway it in the right direction. And of course, the nervous system is important. That's a no-brainer there. So of course, that's why. And vision isn't terrible in my side of the family. My parents do wear glasses, but that's from old age. I wear glasses, but that's not like a DNA situation or a gene situation. It's more of when I was little, I would just stare at the sun or some ceiling lights or a lamp. I don't know why, but I did that. And I did that in the course of like less than a year, I would say. And the following year, my vision was damaged, and it just gets worse as time passes because you get older, and that's just what happens. So as much as possible, I just want to prevent all the, the negative things that I don't want my son to inherit. And so I gave him this. The only con I have this, aside from the price, is that if you spill this, you're going to stink like fish oil. Pretty bad. Like, you're going to smell like fish. Just imagine, like, going to the fish market, but rubbed all over you or your son. So it's pretty gross. But other than that, I feel like this actually changed my son. I feel like his cognitive thinking, and he likes to like learn a lot of things. He's interested in puzzles and reading and just a lot of those kind of situations. And I know that's also a personality situation, but I just kind of feel like before I use this on him, before I use this on him, when he gets frustrated, it's the end. He's throwing everything away. After I gave this to him, not immediately, but like, I would say a few weeks after, because, it takes a little bit of time. Then I kind of noticed that he is taking a little bit more time to it. Cause he has like a puzzle, which I did do a review on. So I'll try to link it down below, but if it's not, it should be on a playlist that I do have. And I do categorize my playlist there, so it's easy for you guys to navigate. And so that, after I switched to this and I did that, I've noticed after a little bit of time, of course, passed by, that he actually kind of like tries more. Just tries a little bit more and a little bit more. And the more I've given this to him as time passes, the more he actually tries more and more, and he doesn't just get frustrated after one or two tries and then throws it on my wall or the floor. So I do encourage this. But for people that are having an issue in regards to having to feed this to their children, I would just suggest to give it a little bit at a time. When you do give it in, just kind of not squeeze the entire syringe in their mouth. Do a little bit at a time, and then let them swallow it. Let them get used to it. And at a certain point, they'll get used to getting intakes from a vitamin and from a syringe. Because if your child is 3 years old or a year old and they've never had that experience before, and you just kind of give them the full dose, like, it's a shock. And and when you give them the full dose really quickly, it kind of like, just imagine like like kind of a force, pressure in there, and just kind of slams in their mouth. That's not comfortable. So just do a little bit at a time, very gently, to just kind of give it to them slowly. And at a certain point, they should be able to adjust, but everybody's different. So just because a certain child was able to adjust in one day doesn't mean that there's something wrong with your child. It just means that they don't adjust to that kind of sensation that quickly. So that's okay. Just give them a little bit more time, a few days, maybe a week, but just be very patient and gentle. I recommend this to every parent out there that wants to supplement with vitamin D3, as well as DHA for brain, vision, and nervous system development. Aside from the price, I really don't have a big problem. And I'm emphasizing on the price because this is not cheap, especially if you're using a lot, and I give it to him every day. So I do give this I do kind of wish though that they do sell this in a large bottle, like more of a 8 fluid ounce bottle, and it's cheaper, like a lot cheaper. But so far I've never had negative issues with this, using this for my son. He actually looks forward to this every day. So I recommend this 100%. I give it a 2 thumbs up, and I would also give it actually a 5 out of 5 stars. It performs really beautifully. I just really kind of wish that they do have either a more concentrated, so you don't have to give them that much, but that's okay if you have to give them a lot. But I wish that the price wasn't very high and that it was also sold in like an 8 fluid ounce bottle. So thank you guys for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed my video, that you're going to give me a thumbs up. And of course, if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. I did mention that I will be switching my son to a different kind, and it would be 2 different kinds. I will do a review on that once I have used and tried and tested that for months, and not just one bottle, but like a few. If you're new to my channel and my videos, I always do a very thorough review, and I believe that using a product one time or just 30 days, I don't think that really is a full review. If you guys want to talk about this, if there's something I didn't cover, I try to cover as much as possible. If there's something else, please let me know down below. I love hearing from you guys all the time. If you just want to say something about this product, good or bad, let me know down below so we could talk about that. If there's anything else in regards to this, any other questions pertaining to this particular topic, let me know down below. I love hearing from you guys all the time. And just so you know, what I'm talking about today, it will be linked down below, so it's easy for you guys to find it. And if you want to connect with me and my other social media accounts, it's down below in the description section as well. So always check my description section and my videos, because it's always as informative as I can possibly have. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.